How much money are you going to need for the upcoming Smugglers Run DLC? That's a question that I've been seeing a lot lately, and in this video, I want to give you guys my take on it, my opinion, my sort of speculation on that topic. In no way do I magically know the prices, so, you know, don't be expecting this to be 100%, but I think we can make an educated guess just going off of what Rockstar has done in the past in terms of pricing, and we can sort of just imagine what they're going to do with all these aircrafts and the hangars. So hopefully you guys enjoy, and if you do, please drop a like and let me know in the comment section what your take on this topic is. How much money do you think we're going to need to spend, or how much money do you think you're going to need if you want to purchase everything? So starting off, and these are in no particular order, the MiG-17 I think is what, I don't know actually what it's going to be called in GTA, but you can see it's this plane right here. This one I honestly think is going to be one of the most expensive aircraft in this DLC. It kind of reminds me of, like, it kind of has the hype that the Hydra had a little bit, at least to me. I don't know, maybe you guys are completely different, but I noticed this one a lot in the trailer, and I think it's going to be one of the better aircraft because it's a jet engine. Like you can see, it's going to go relatively fast. It's got the missiles on it. It's got the rockets on it. We learned earlier today it's going to have flares or some sort of countermeasure. So it's going to end up costing you a lot of money. And I'm sort of leaning towards 2.5 to 3 million. Here's the thing though, I don't know if they're actually going to go over that $3 million mark. I mean, the Hydra was $3 million, and for what it is, it's worth it. You know, it's really good. It's the only plane, well, one of the only planes now, or when the Smugglers Run DLC, that will have the VTOL capabilities where it can go just straight up in the air and you can just hover. And it's got, you know, the missiles, it's got the really good firepower, like the cannons explode. So it's really good for that $3 million. You get a lot of bang for your buck. But are Rockstar going to make these other aircraft more than that? The only way I could see them justifying the price tag being more than $3 million is if it's better than the Hydra. And honestly, I don't see any of these really being better than the Hydra. They may be on par, they may be, you know, at the same level, but I don't see them being better. So when it comes to this one, this first plane, that's why I think it's going to be like 2.5 to $3 million. And then there's all the customization. I'm not going to go like into all that because that's going to add a whole another amount of money on top of the base price. Next one, we have the P51 Mustang. This is the sort of World War II plane with the guns on it. That looks pretty awesome. I think this one is going to be on the cheaper end. I think this one's going to be around like 1.5 million, maybe even a little bit less. And I see them doing this. Now, I could be completely wrong, but I think there's going to be like a low tier plane and helicopter class, and then there's going to be a high tier. The first one is going to be in that high tier, and this one I think is going to be in that low tier. So this one, like I said, $1.5-ish million. Moving along, we have the Beechcraft Model 18, and this is the one that I am going to be calling the Insurgent Pickup Custom of the Sky, because it looks like it can hold around 6 to 8 people, and it's got that gun that has a 360-degree view like the Insurgent Pickup Custom, or just like the Insurgent Pickup. So I think this one is going to be close to $2 million just because while it may not be like a super fast plane, it definitely has the pluses, the pros of that gun and of the capacity to hold a lot of people. So this one you may be looking at like 1.7 million, 1.8 million. That's what I think. And also this one has the carpet bombing capabilities, so I'm sure that's going to add another huge price tag to this aircraft. Now, we have the Apache attack helicopter coming in next. This is the only vehicle in the trailer that I think could even be close to that $3 million price tag because of the name alone, the Hunter. You know, they haven't officially confirmed it being the Hunter, but for all intents and purposes, it's the Hunter. And it's got that nostalgia factor, so they could price this whatever they want, and people are still going to buy it. And as long as it's not like the Savage, as long as it's not a piece of crap, then it'll be worth it. Because if this is the new best helicopter, then people are going to spend $3 million for it. So that's going to be one of the most expensive ones from this DLC, I think. Then we have this strange plane, the ME-163 Comet. This is the German rocket-powered plane. I don't know what they're going to end up doing with this because a rocket powered car is way better than any car in terms of speed. Like, it's really fun, right? A rocket powered bike, same thing. It's really fun, especially the fact that you can fly with the wings. But a rocket powered plane, how does that differ from any of the other planes? You go a little bit faster. You know, I don't know how this is gonna really work in GTA Online. And I'm kind of excited for that, but because of that, I don't know how the price is gonna be. Are they gonna make it really expensive because it's a rocket powered plane, or are they going to make it sort of just middle of the pack, middle of the line, because it's nothing special? As you can see, it's a one-seater. I don't know, it doesn't look like it really has guns. It probably does have guns though, but yeah, and also I don't know how that's going to work. Like, how is a rocket powered plane going to work in the air? So there's some questions regarding this one. I think a safe bet is just to say, like, it's going to be $2 million. It'll probably be priced similar to the Oppressor, I would say. Maybe there'll be some extra upgrades you can get, but $2 million, it's definitely not going to be cheap, I don't think, because of it being rocket powered. So that's something to definitely look out for. Now we have this one, the amphibious aircraft. This one is actually the one that we saw earlier today that can go straight up. It has the VTOL capabilities. It's got, so the plane wing, whatever you want to call it, it actually turns up and you can go straight up in the air. Because of that, this thing is going to cost a lot. And if this is like one of the only planes that can do that, then this thing honestly might be like $2.5 million, just because it's something that people we haven't seen it. We haven't seen like an Osprey style plane or vehicle in the game. And if this is that, regardless of how good it is, you know, people are going to buy that because that's a cool little feature. So I could see this one being, you know, really expensive, maybe like $2.3 to $2.5 million. And it does have the gun. It can go on water. So it's not like you're completely wasting your money if you do buy it, but I'm hoping the armor is relatively good, because it doesn't really look like a you know, an aircraft that you're going to be battling Hydras and stuff in. So I'm just hoping that the armor and all that's good. Now we have the little helicopter. This one I think is going to be on the low end. It does have the gun, so that could bump the price up a little bit, but unless this one is super quick and super agile, this one is going to be just a thing you own and probably use twice and then never use it again, because I would imagine this thing gets destroyed super easily by homing launchers and by the explosive bullets from the sniper. So I don't see this one being too expensive. Honestly, this one might even be under $1 million. You know, they could probably price this at like 800,000, and I think that would be a good price. Any number above that, I don't see it being that great, and especially if it's not that good, definitely not that great. Now, the only other sort of really interesting vehicle that we saw in the trailer is this one, the AC-130 looking plane. This one, I think, might be the most expensive, because I sort of see this as being the MOC of this update, where it's got, well, one, it's got the customization, you can see black and chrome. It's got the guns on the bottom, that'll probably be an upgrade, and it's got, well, it looks like it has flares, according to the trailer. One of the screenshots, there was like, you could see something on the back there, and I'm sort of thinking that the back of this will be like the MOC, where it's its own separate sort of instance, and you can put different cargo bays or different bays in there. And if that's the case, then this could be pushing more than the Hydra. This could be, you know, $2 to $3 to $4 million, depending on what you put in it. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe this is just a plane you end up using for the delivery missions. But if this is this DLC's MOC, you could be looking at a pretty premium price tag. Now we have the Ultralight, the like the hang glider looking plane. This, I think they're going to end up making this a decent amount of money just because of how unique it is. I think this one's going to be like 1.5 million. I really wouldn't buy it for that price, because it's going to be something, again, you use like twice and never again, because you're going to get destroyed by heavy sniper bullets, or freaking, you can see in the background, they're getting chased by Hydra's lasers and the damn buzzard. So this one, it'll be fun, but it's just not going to be very practical in online. So yeah, it's going to be kind of unfortunate, but I think like 1.5, maybe a little bit less, but it's probably going to be above $1 million. And then we have the Alpha Z1, the little plane that you can see. This one, I think, is going to be a really fun little plane. And this one, I believe, I hope is going to be on the low end of things. I think this one may be like $1.1 million, because while they did say it's going to be super quick and super fast, it doesn't have much else going for it. So I don't see them pricing it too crazily, but 1.1 sort of sounds fair to me. Now moving into the official artwork, we see a few things. So we have the new car. That new car is probably going to be like 700,000, 600,000 maybe, if it is a custom version. So that's probably to be expected because we've had multiple custom cars in the past, and that's a similar price tag. And then we have that other plane up there, the top left. I think that's going to end up being like 1.2, 1.3 million as well. It's just going to be an alternative to some of these other planes, because there's a few of these planes that are somewhat similar. They just have maybe some different aspects or unique abilities about them, but they're relatively, I think they'll be relatively the same price. And then there's some other stuff, like there's the Skylift. Is that going to be something we can purchase? I don't know. Maybe that's just something we get for the delivery missions. And then finally, I mean, look, the Hangar. The Hangar is going to be, I think, what costs us the most amount of money. Think about this, you know, when it came to the bunkers honestly weren't that expensive, but what Rockstar did to get you to spend your money was have all that research. If there is no research in this DLC, I think they're going to make these hangars really, really expensive, because even if you just want one of these new aircraft, you're going to have to buy the hangar. So I almost see them making the aircraft maybe not as expensive, but making the hangar super expensive. I think the hangar is going to be on par with things like the yacht. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is like the bunker where it's only like $1 million, $2 million. But I could totally see this hangar being 5 to 8 million like the yachts. And then finally, I mean, something that we don't really have pictures of, but all of the cars that they said are going to be coming after the DLC, like all of the drip feeding cars, you got to take those into account. I'm sure there'll be at least 5 of them, maybe more, and they'll probably add up to close to $10 million. So I think all in all, like if you add all that stuff up, you're going to be pushing, if you want everything. Now, this is, again, just if you want everything, but you're going to be pushing, you know, $40 to $50 million. Similar to the gun running DLC, I think Rockstar sort of found a way to get people to spend a ton of money and be okay with it. I mean, granted, they did give us the double money events the last 2 weeks, so there's not much of an excuse for you to not have money, but I definitely think this DLC is going to be expensive. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, though. Thank you all for watching. Please drop the video a like if you did enjoy. I'll be doing a Sharker giveaway on my Twitter, so go follow me if you haven't already. But as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.